was seeing the problems when we become independent. Okay, next paragraph. To the problem of unity was added the problem of development. Next, we are having the different language, then many refugees, like that many problems are there. With that, another major problem it was development. At independence, the vast majority of Indian lived in the villages. Farmers and peasants depend on the monsoon for their survival. So, did the non-farm sectors of the rural economy, for if the crops failed, barbers, carpenters, weavers, and other service groups would not get paid for their service either. In the cities, factory workers lived in crowded slums with little access to education and health care. Clearly, the new nation had to lift its masses out of poverty by increasing the productivity of agriculture and by promoting new job creating industries. So another one main problem what we face, that is developmental problem. In that, farmers and other people, those who was living in the village area, they was depending on monsoon rain, and it was very difficult to survive because we can't predict we will get monsoon properly. And if the failed, then other people, other service group, barbers, carpenters, weavers, and all the people those who was giving service, they won't get their salary. Then at the same time, in the cities, the factory workers, they was living in the crowded slums, because British people, when they made factories and other things, they never thought about giving the good accommodation facilities or food, like that things. And they was never got proper education also, they was not getting health care also. So when it become an independent nation, each and everything want to look after, or uplifting of the masses from the poverty, that was one of the major problem was facing by the nation. Then unity and development had to go hand in hand. If the division between different sections of India were not healed, they could result in the violent and costly conflicts, high caste fighting with the low caste, Hindus with the Muslims, and so on. So what is the next thing what we can see, the lack of unity among Indians. So we want to think about development, at the same time we want to think about unity. So if the unity and development go in hand, then only we can really reach the development, or we can solve the problems. Because there was a there was a big wound between which is because of different religion. In the name of caste, in the name of religion, we had big wounds in the minds of each and every people. So if it is not healed, there will be a conflict. What type of conflict? Very violent as well as costly conflict. At the same time, if the fruits of economical development did not reach the broad masses of the population, it could be create fresh division, for example, between the rich and poor, between cities and the countryside, between regions of India that were prosperous and regions that lagged behind. So another thing, the development, it is going to some part of India, and there the new division will emerge, like that. The means the division between the rich and poor, or the cities and the countryside, the village and countryside. Still we can see the many cities, it is metropolitan cities, like that, it is developing very faster, and other areas not developing according to that things are there. If we are not taken care how we done up to now, if you are not done like that, the lag between the two different groups may be bigger than this. Then the constitution, next topic, it is the constitution is written. Okay, between December 1946 and November 1949, some 300 Indians had a series of meetings on the country's political future. From when to when? December 1949 to November 1946 to 1949. And how many people? 300 Indians, they was conducting different meetings, a series of meeting. Then the meeting in this, the meeting of this, it is known as Constituent Assembly were held in New Delhi. But the participants came from all over India, not only from one area, they came from all different areas of India, from different political parties. That time itself we can see Communist Party of India was there in 1925. It started. Then Indian National Congress was there before itself. Like that, many parties was there. All the party members was included in this. The discussions resulted the framing of Indian Constitution, which came into effect on 26th January 1950. So they drafted the Constitution within 3 years, and that we started to follow in our daily life by 1950 January 26th. Then we are going to see the speciality of our Constitution. One feature of the Constitution was its adoption of universal adult franchise. Means all people, those who are completed age 21, all of the people, it is rich or poor, literate or educated, or man or women, there was no division like that. All will get the voting power. All Indians above the age 21 would be allowed to vote in the state and national election. This was a revolutionary step, for ever before had Indians been allowed to choose their leaders. Up to that time, for the legislative assemblies, there was no like that election. So this was a revolutionary step we taken just after independence. In other countries such as United Kingdom and United States, the rights has been granted in stages. First, only men of property had the vote. Then men who were educated also added on. Then working class men got next step. Then finally, after a bitter struggle of their own, African American and British women also got the chance to vote. So in like the developed countries on that time itself, they got this adult franchise or universal franchise by step. But in India, in first time itself, we given that adult franchise to everyone, or universal franchise. On other hand, soon after independence, India chose to grant this right to all its citizens, regardless of gender, class or education. That was one of the speciality of Indian Constitution. Then second feature of the Constitution was that it guarantees equality before law to all citizens. We are getting equality before law to all citizens, regardless of their caste, religion, religious affiliation. There were some Indians who wished that political system of the new nation be based on Hindu ideals, but that India itself be run as Hindu states. So some of the people, they thought like they meant that India should behave or want to adopt according to Hindu ideology, but it is not. We never made that. Instead of that, we made equality for all the people. They pointed to the example of Pakistan, a country created explicitly to protect and further the interest of a particular religious community, the Muslims. However, Indian Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru was of opinion that India must not become Hindu Pakistan. Okay, the another Pakistan, that was Muslim Pakistan, and India may call like that. We can call, if we made like that Hindu is Hindu country, then we can call it Hindu Pakistan. Jawaharlal Nehru said like that we should not make like that any partition. We should give equality to everyone. Then besides Muslim, India had also had large population of Sikh, as well as many Parsis, Jains, Buddhists, like that. Many peoples was there in India in that time. Only some of the Muslims went, and many Muslims was still here itself. Under a constitution, they would have the same rights as Hindus, the same opportunities when it came to seeking job in government or private sector, the same right before law. So all are getting same equal opportunities for job, for education, for in front of law also. Then the third feature Okay, we will continue in next video about third feature onward.